We welcome you to Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Along with Ruben Amaro Jr., I'm Michael Barkan. Phillies throw some real cold water on a hot Texas Rangers team, a team that had been 15-8 in its last 23. That's good, and that's like a 106-win pace. So they were hot, and the Phillies now have won 4 of 5 of the last 7 games. They are the hot team now. Ruben, your thoughts first off on Brandon Marsh, who we just heard it in the right before the crossover. Maybe he should play every single day. He's batting .316 since May 3rd.
Yeah, he's really come on. I mean, there's no question in my mind that he had a very tough start to the season. He was not doing things offensively that you would hope that he would do.
Is what we expected from him when the Phillies acquired him several seasons ago for Logan O'Hoppe, and now it's coming to fruition.
It's starting to. There's no question about it. I actually did a lot of scouting of the Angels when I actually had an interview with them as a GM for the GM spot, and he was one of the most important players on that team. I had been told that this guy had a bunch of talent. He had a lot of energy, which he does. But he's starting to really become the player that they had hoped he would become. And it couldn't happen at a better time, because it's time to go. It's go time right now in the latter part of the season. Hopefully he stays hot all the way through the end of the season and into the postseason.
Do you think things would be appreciably different with him at the plate if he had to face lefties routinely?
I don't really know, because I don't know that he had gained the confidence of the management and the manager, and he just hadn't been able to get really comfortable against left-handers. He wasn't having great at-bats against right-handers in the early part of the season, so it's hard to continue to give him those opportunities. But he may start getting some more opportunities here as we move forward. You might see Bader in center field. You might see him in left field. You may also see a platoon if Otto Kemp becomes now a left fielder instead of a third baseman when Alec Boehm comes back. But I don't know. Listen, if he's swinging the bat well, you stay with the hot hand, and that's what Rob Thompson might very well do.
Speaking of hot hand, Christopher Sanchez continues to drop that ERA. He comes in, his eye on the mound.
He's throwing better and better and figuring out ways, even when he doesn't have his best stuff, to get through the game and give a quality start.
Yeah, he's 11-3 with now that 2.36 ERA in 23 starts this season. And say he has 31, 32 starts, how much better will he get? What do you think? Look in your crystal ball. How's his regular season end?
Well, the cool thing about what he's done so many things to prepare himself to be in this position. Last year, he struggled on the road. He's pitching great on the road this year. Last year, he struggled at the latter part of the season. He seems like he's getting stronger and stronger in the second half here. I love the development of this pitcher. He's become one of the best pitchers in baseball, and he's now a real Cy Young Award candidate. This is no joke now. With that ERA lowered, it's one of the best in the game. And, I just love the way he's pitching better and better as he goes. The confidence grows, his ability to work out of jams, all the things that you need to do as a special pitcher, he's becoming that guy.
Yeah, now if he can just get it .36 down, he'll catch up to Paul Skeen. maybe he'll have a real shot. But he is a Cy Young contender. Some are calling him a dark horse candidate, but nonetheless, he's pitching Cy Young quality, Christopher Sanchez, this season. So you got 2 stars of this game, really, in Brandon Marsh and Christopher Sanchez, and the Phillies on a roll. And all this, that's important right now. They're on pace for 93 wins, which is nothing to shake a stick at. And when you look at the way they're playing right now, and it's been up and down. They were 28-28, now 29-28 on the road. They broke that losing streak at Texas. That's all good. And what's more, they're playing pretty well against American League competition.
Yeah, the other thing that we haven't talked about a lot is their defense has actually been really good, especially in the infield. It's getting better and better. Now, Otto Kemp, not really a third baseman. They're trying to convert him and get him some at-bats there. You're going to get Alec Boehm back at some point, who's really improved at third base and no longer a liability. But they're doing the things that they need to do to win baseball games. They are playing with energy right now. I think that they got fired up a little bit by the trade deadline, by getting Yohan Duran. I think that was very important for them. I think you're going to get a little bit of energy out of the center fielder. Harrison Bader. I think that's important. And I think that these guys really know it's go time. It's time to go, and they're playing really good baseball right now, and that's what they got to do from now until the end of the season.
The other thing I like, we've seen so many times this season where they'll score a couple of runs early, and that might be it. They scored multiple times. First inning, a 3-run fourth, and a 5-run ninth inning, and it started with a Kyle Schwarber home run.
Where they had opportunities to score runs. But, I mean, look what this guy is doing. I mean, he is just crushing baseballs out of the ballpark at an alarming rate.
Yeah, and that's what Ryan Howard did in 2007, 8, through his entire Phillies career, and he is on pace, Kyle Schwarber, to tie Ryan Howard's single-season Phillies home run record, which would be absolutely amazing, and 58 home runs in 2006. And what's really cool, Ruben, is we watched Ryan, I know you watched from the GM box, but we watched Ryan Howard hit these lasers into right field, and that's what Kyle Schwarber is doing now.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that Ryan Howard could do was hit balls out of the ballpark everywhere. Kyle Schwarber can do the same thing. I've been talking about it a lot. He's like the modern-day Babe Ruth right now. His hands are so quick and so powerful. But not only that, Michael, he's just a better hitter. He knows what he wants to do at the plate. He has a plan every single time. He's handling left-handers better than any other left-handed hitter in baseball. And he's not only having quality at-bats, he's having quality at-bats with tremendous power. He's a real MVP candidate for me. There's no question about it. I know that, the baton was sort of passed, I think, when Ohtani won it, last year. A DH can win it. It can knock some guys, but at this point, I mean, he was so invaluable to this team with the way he gets things going, the way he drives in runs. What's he got, 95 RBIs already? I mean, he's had an unbelievable season, and he's still rolling. I mean, he's still going.
Here's the other thing that is incredible about Kyle Schwarber. He was 0 for 4 last game. He has not gone 2 straight games without getting to first base since last July. Not last month, last July of 2024, and he gets on today, which is incredible. When you talk about getting on base, his on-base percentage is phenomenal for what he does. He's amazing. He'll take a walk almost as easily as he'll take a home run.
He sure will, and he has a much better idea at the plate. A couple of years ago, he jumps his average 50 points. This year, his on-base percentage and his batting average much better, much more consistent. He's a guy that can swing, used to swing and miss a lot. He does go through those streaks where he does swing and miss, but that's what's going to happen with power hitters. But this guy is becoming a more and more complete hitter every single day, and it's a great transformation. I love what I see out of Chris Sanchez as a pitcher in his overall development, and I love what I see out of Kyle Schwarber as a more complete hitter as he gets older and more mature at the plate.
Kyle Schwarber's on-base percentage ranks 6th in the National League. It is .379. That's unbelievable. That'd be pretty good for a leadoff hitter. Forget about a home run hitter. .379, ranked 6th in the National League.
That was huge for them at the end of that game. A lot of extra base hits in this lineup today.
If someone asked you, as I am right now, and you see Trea Turner 2 for 4 with a home run double, 5 runs batted in. But if I said, give me a take on what kind of season you think he's having. He was batting .305, .308, and now he's batting .286. What kind of season is he having in your view?
He, a little streakier than he typically would have, I think, Michael. That he's a guy that, sort of stays away from streaks. He's not as streaky as some other hitters in the lineup. But this year he's been a little bit more streaky than in the past. I'd like to see him make a little bit more consistent contact. I will say this, though. He has really turned up his defense. I mean, he struggled a little bit in the first couple of years in this contract to be the quality shortstop that he needed to be, but he is better and better and better, and the metrics are playing out. I see it with my eye test, and I also see it with the metrics, that he's playing a much better defense, and that's huge. When he was struggling offensively, he did not take it to the field. He was playing quality offense, quality defense, and that's really important for this club. When he gets hot, he can carry a team.
Yeah.
He can put up MVP-type numbers, and hopefully he starts to get hot again. It was a struggle for him for about a month, but but it's nice to see him get back on track, and hopefully he can carry him for a while.
Here's Next Level, presented by Ocean Casino Resort, Atlantic City. In fact, I walked right by Ocean Casino and Resort today on the beach. Power walk.
Nice.
Speaking of power, look at the power from these arms. Next level indeed. Matt Strom, no runs. Orion Kirkering, no runs. Max Lazar, scoreless as well. The bullpen pitched great.
Hey, this is a nice job by the bullpen, and I think they line up just much better when they are put in roles that they're supposed to be in. And with Joan Duran in the back end of that bullpen, I think it gives Rob Thompson an opportunity to match guys up. Nice job. 3 innings pitched, just 2 hits, 1 walk. They had 4 punch-outs. Nice job by those guys, and they didn't need Duran at the end of the game, but and that's because they blew it open. But finally, because they were struggling with runners in scoring position for quite some time.
Yeah.
Those were all with 2 outs. They had also had some opportunities, a man on third base, less than 2 outs to drive in some runs. They had moved some runners. They didn't drive them in. Otto Kemp missed on one, and it happened almost through the lineup. Every single inning until the 9th, they left a runner on base. This is a team that has to be able to score runs when they need them. Even if they just score 1 or 2, with the way this starting pitching goes and how good it has been, if you just put 1 extra run on the board, that can really help this ball club. And when it comes time to having to win games in the postseason, they're going to have to come up with a little bit better approach one way or another to drive in the runs they're supposed to drive in. Now, on the positive side, they're getting runners on. They're creating opportunities to score, but you got to somehow figure out a way to push them across. Nice job in the 9th inning of staying with it and pounding it out. They mixed in 4-5 runs there at the end to blow things open, and that was a good sign as well.
All right, as we continue, by the way, the Phillies are now in the midst of 13 straight days without a day off. They're at a season-high 10-game road trip, and then let's throw spring on the end at home for good measure. They don't have a day off for the next 12 now.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah, especially when you think of it's his 7th home run of the season. 7th, but he's got 4 in the last 7 games. And again, I will ask you, or maybe just rhetorically, why the heck isn't this guy in the lineup every single day? Do you want his bat out of the lineup as hot as he's been since May 3rd?
Well, I think Rob Thompson's going to go with the hot hand now. I think that the gloves are off. I really honestly believe that he's going to go with the best players to win a baseball game, regardless of their contracts, regardless of whatever. I think that's really important for guys to go ahead to have the guys playing who are the hottest, who are playing the best. And I do really believe that that's going to happen from now to the end of the season, because it's, like I said before, it's time to win. We're not developing, we're not saving, we're not doing anything, but all we were worrying about right now is winning and trying to maybe have the best record in the National League, or at least the best top 2 records in the National League, and that's the whole, that's the whole ball of wax for this team right now.
Yeah, I've never understood when you're a general manager, you got a whole big pot of money that you are spending on your roster. Okay, you're spending it regardless of whether a guy gets hurt, guy stinks, guy Cy Young, whatever. So why don't you just play and pitch the best guys, because you got to pay them anyway.
Well, I mean, I think baseball is such a different type of a sport than any other sport. You cannot just, if a guy has an 0 for 4 game, you can't just sit the guy. I mean, this is a game that over time, you will end up getting the numbers that you're supposed to have based on your talent and the adjustments that you make. It's a really difficult thing to manage those rosters, and very few teams are throwing and putting a stamp out there and throwing 9 guys out there. That almost never happens, because it's hard to be an everyday Major League Baseball player and to be able to produce for 162 games. It's just a really difficult thing to do, and that's why you need the whole village. You need everybody to contribute. You need Edmundo Sosa to contribute. You need, Otto Kemp to contribute. You need everybody to be a part of this, and that's the way, and that's the most difficult part of being a manager, is trying to manage through that. Go the hot hand, or go with the guys that are going to have to take you there eventually.
Takes a village to build
no doubt
a Major League team. National League East standings up to the minute. The Mets are in free fall. Go, Mets, go! 5 straight losses. 9 of 10 are losses. And that's where you want the Mets in free fall. The Phillies are 3.5 games up, which is their largest margin of the season. Keep it going, as they've now won 4 of 5. Stargazing, Christopher Sanchez, and he's been absolutely amazing this whole season. He's Cy Young quality, and tonight 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 6 strikeouts, and he was phenomenal. Tomorrow, again, that's a Fox game. We don't have the game. Jacob deGrom, one of your former charges with the Mets.
Yeah, that's a tough task, man. Jacob's been throwing the ball really well. Luzardo been firing, off and on, but his last outing pretty darn good. Love to see him pitch well again. Let's do it. Let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, I think they can. I think maybe as good as Texas has been, they're not as good as the Phillies.